Hey family, welcome back to Sharing the Gifts. Like I told you, I have plenty more dreams to share with you. There's a couple more I want to get out today. And this next dream that I want to share with you is one I was talking about in the last video, that I was going on a trip to California. And on this dream, it was really cool the way the Lord put things together. So it started off, I was driving to get dropped off at a hotel. I was with two of my friends, Marcus and Tyree, in a SUV, and we were driving down a highway. They had on some Chris Brown song that Marcus seemed to really like, which was just kind of random, but we got to my exit, and we came down a street in the back of the hotel. Then there was a strange sound that happened in the end of the song, like a drop. And it happened just before I had slid down a sloped street going to the side of the hotel. So this sloped street, like after that, at that point, I think I was outside of the car. Like somehow I got outside of the car, or the car had opened up somehow, and I slid down this sloped street like I was on a slide, and it led me to the side of the hotel building. I then was inside, and I knew I was waiting there to catch a flight. And this flight was going on some type of trip, and I believed that I was going to California. At first, I didn't want to go, and I was talking to Andy Samberg, which was kind of weird. And I was asking him if he was going to pass my house, or I was asking him if he was going to go home, and if he was going to be going past my house. I wanted to know if he could drop me off on his way home, but he told me to call the front desk. I then called the front desk and asked them something about getting a car home. I could see in my head that I was talking to an Indian chief. He asked me something about my flight, which then I remembered I couldn't go home yet, because I needed to take this trip first. I was then in the basement or cellar, and I saw one of my old co-workers, Chris, and we were in a hallway, and I could see many rooms around us. He said, "I see you got out of here too." Then I said, "Yeah, I haven't been here in a long time." I started walking around, and I went into what I knew as the center of the building. Then I could see that there were multiple floors. I think it was like 2 or 3. And many rooms all around. I realized that all these rooms were from past dreams, and I said, now I see where those dreams came from. So that was weird, because it reminded me of Inception. It reminded me of the movie Inception, because it was just like dreams upon dreams, and I knew that these were all my past dreams, and they were like all together. As I looked at each room, I would remember what dream that room was from. Excuse me. It was even stranger because there were certain rooms at the top level that were flipped upside down. So again, it was like Inception. So the floor of that room was the ceiling above where I was standing. I then knew that this building was a culmination of dreams I've had, or a collection of dreams I've had. Then I saw another one of my friends who's a twin, and there were other people there that I knew, and they were all standing by an open door, walking in and out. One of the girls came by, and she had said, or one of the girls came over to the twin, and she was real excited, and she had told him she found his ID on the ground. She said she found it on the floor near the door, and she got excited when she saw that she knew who he was. So, and I woke up after that. So there was really a lot in that dream, which I don't really have much interpretation of that dream right now because I haven't really done any research on it, but I feel like the Lord gave me that dream for a reason because, again, it was like I was in the center of everything, and he was kind of revealing to me almost like how he sees things, like how God is outside of time, and he's in a dimension where he can see in more directions than one. So it was kind of like that. So I could see in the past, I could see, things above me, things below me, things around me, and they were all happening at the same point. So that was just really cool how he allowed me to see something like that. This next dream, I saw an eagle or maybe a vulture swoop down and snatch another bird, stopping it from flying away. And I saw a cage, but not sure if the bird was flying to or from the cage, or if the eagle or vulture was taking it to the cage. Then I saw eagles at my mom's job that would swoop down at the people trying to leave the building, not letting them leave. So I feel like that has to do with the demons and the enemy trying to hold people back from leaving, from escaping maybe sin, from being freed from their bondage of sin. And that happened it was like around 3:30, 4 o'clock at night, or in the morning, and I had got up and I just immediately started praying for those that are still lost, those that are still bound and don't realize that they are freed from their sin. They're freed from the binding of the sin that that we are born into through Jesus Christ and through the power of the Holy Spirit that is in us once we receive salvation through accepting him into our life. And so I just really want to pray and reach out to those, and that's why I feel like the Lord has led me to make this new channel, because he's really he's doing something new. He's doing something different. And he is really, it's not different because God is the same yesterday, today, and forever and ever. But even still, he, as that verse says, Isaiah 43:19, he's making a new path. Like he's making things, maybe changing the way that he's using us, just so that he can open up new doors and allow people that aren't being used or are slacking in the way the things they need to be doing, or people that are still lost, people that are still bound to sin, to just for him to work through them. These are just my thoughts, but either way, I'm just glad that you guys are here listening, and I pray for unity in the spirit, unity in the church and the body, that we come together and be strong and stand on his word and do his work. As he said, we will do even greater things than he did. But we have to be faithful and step out in faith and walk by faith and not by sight, and do what he has called us to do. I love you guys, and God bless you.